Okay, Bandit level 12 to level 13 was going to start with 20, but the school assignment has us stop at 10. So I'm going 2 levels above where we were told to stop. Level goal. The password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt, which is a hex dump of a file that has been repeatedly compressed. For this level, it may be useful to create a directory under temp in which you can work. Use make directory with a hard to guess directory name, or use the command make temp tag d, then copy the data file using copy and rename it using the move mv, which would be move, and then it suggests reading the man pages. So I remember doing this one. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but let's jump right to it. And let me bring up my notes, and we can go ahead and start moving on. So let me get acclimated with my desktop. Okay, let's bring this up. All right, so we're going to go back to using the SSH pass. We're going to do right arrow, and then what we're going to do is verify we're going into the correct level. So I just read Bandit level 12 going to 13. So let's go ahead and find 12. Then I would click 12. Oops. I would click 12. There's 12. Okay. So yep, those are the same directions. And let's go back to our terminal. And all we're going to do is we're going to change the user and the password to 12. Now remember, if I were to right now cat, which is read the file bandit 12, there's going to be a password. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Enter. All right, so okay, so we are in. So let's go ahead and clear the screen, and we'll do an ls tac la. All right, there's our data.txt file. So here's what's going to happen. Let's just go ahead and do, just so we can see it. It's going to blow up my screen. But we'll go ahead and do a cat data.txt. And so we need to work with this some way, somehow. So let's go ahead and clear this out. I already have my notes. So what we're going to do, all right. So first we need to create the temporary directory. We're going to copy data.txt into the temporary directory. We're going to rename data.txt to data.hexdump. Then we're going to convert the hex dump back to binary using XXD. We're going to identify the compression type using the file command. We're going to decompress the file repeatedly until you get the password. I did this the hard way the first time, but I just want to try something out. So to save time, here's what we're going to do. Let's see here. Here's a summary of the commands. No, we'll follow the command list. So we are in Bandit 12. We're user 12. We are user Bandit 12 at Bandit. So we're gonna create this temp directory. These steps are a little bit different, so bear with me. Temp directory. There's a easier way to do this, and I'll back off to the easier way to do this. But let's go ahead and try this. I'm just curious to see if this is going to work. Temp directory is equivalent to, we're going to use our money symbol, and then we're going to say mk temp, and then we're going to tac d, and then we're going to close it. Let's see if this works. All right, so let's do a ls. I see the data.txt. Let's see if we can cd into that. Or actually, let's try to do a copy. So let's do a copy. that file data.text, data.text, data.txt into that temporary file that we created. So it'll be money sign, it'll be temp, T-E-M-P, directory, D-I-R. Now we're going to use the backslash. That's where the directory stops. Okay, so let's see if this works. All right, so far so good. Okay, so navigating to the temporary directory. So now we're gonna cd on into it. We're gonna change the directory into the temp directory. We'll use the money sign, then we're gonna use TEMP and DIR. Okay, there we go. So there's our temp directory. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna rename data.text to data.hexdump. Okay, so this renaming process we're gonna do it using the move command. So we're gonna say move this file right here, data.text, data.txt. Okay, we're gonna move that into data.hexdump. Hexdump. Okay, so let's make sure everything looks good. Let me bring this up a bit. Oh, of course. Pull this out. We're going to move this file data.text to data.hexdump. Now we're going to hit enter. Great. Now we're going to convert the hex dump back to binary. So to do that, we're going to use XXD. So we'll go XXD. All right. And now we're going to tack R. I believe the tag R is for recursive. I'm not sure. I have to dig into that one. XXD tag R data dot hex dump. So let me look at the command. Let me look at my steps really quick. XXD tag R data dot hex dump. That's what we rename the file. So it would be data dot hex dump, and data dot bin. Data dot bin. And let's look it over. So we're going to identify the compression type after we enter. Okay, so now we're going to identify the compression type. So we're going to use the file command to do that. We're going to say file, and then we're going to, well, what do we want to use the file command on? We want to do it on right here, data.bin. So we'll go data.bin. We'll hit enter. Okay, data.bin, gunzip, compressed data. It was data2.bin. Last modified gives us some information, max compression from Unix, original size, Modelo, 2 32 577. Great. So we identified the compression type. So we're going to decompress the file based on the identified compression type. So, well, no, it's a gunzip file. Let's see here. Oh, I know it's a gunzip file in the back of my head, but I don't see where. Oh, where? It's right there. Gzip. Okay. So we'll go like this. So we've identified the compression type. Next, we're going to decompress the file based on the identified compression type. So in this example, it's gunzip, that's what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the move command, and we're going to move data.bin, data.bin, okay? We're going to move it to data.gunzip because we know it's a gunzip file or a gzip file. So move data.bin to data.gunzip or gzip. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I got my steps correct. Then we'll just hit enter. Okay, now we're still in our temp directory. Everything looks good. So we're going to use gunzip data.gz to unzip it. So we're going to say gunzip, because that's our tool, gunzip data.gz. Okay, so we're going to repeat the we're going to repeat the identification and decompression steps until you get the final file. So we're going to use the file command to identify the file type after each decompression. So let's just do an ls tac la, see what we got. We have data and we got data.hexdump. Okay, so now we'll keep on going. So once again, we're going to use the file command to identify the file type after each decompression and then use the appropriate decompression tool, gunzip, bunzip2, tar, etc. to decompress the file. So file data, the file is identified as bzip. So let's see here. I don't see the file type. Let's just do file. We'll do file in all of these. File data. Alright, it's a bzip file. But let's, just out of curiosity, let's run file on data.hexdump. Hexdump. Okay, it's just letting me know it has ASCII text. ASCII text, that means it's readable. I wonder if we were to cat data. Let me see if I can tab this out. No. If I were to cat data dot hex dump, let's see if we get, no good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a clear. We'll do an ls tac la. Alright, let's go back to using file. We'll use the file command on data. Okay, we know it's a bzip to compressed data. It's block size 900K. Okay, so it's bunzip. Alright, bunzip to bunzip to data.bz2. Alright, so next we're going to repeat the steps until we get a readable file that contains the password. The password is usually stored in the last file after all the decompressions. So we're going to put it together. So we're going to keep doing this process. So bear with me. So why don't we try this though? There's got to be maybe like a script or something. Let me see if I can find my scripts. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, but I do have a script somewhere. Let's see here. We can run it in the terminal after navigating to the directory. Oh, let me tell my GPT where I'm at in this. And all I'm doing is just copying this over because we've had a conversation about this before. Basically, we just kept we kept compressing the file, and we were going from bunzip to gunzip, and what I'm trying to do is see if there's a way to shorten this process. So it's letting me know that great, we're on the right track. Since data is a bzip2 compressed file, you need to decompress it. So here's how we're going to proceed. So we're going to move once again. So let's go ahead and just clear the screen. And let's get our bearings. ls-la. So there's data and there's the data with the hex dump. Okay. So what we're going to do we're gonna decompress the bzip2 file. We're gonna move data right here into data.bz2. So we're gonna use the move command mv, and we're gonna take data, take data, and then we're gonna move it into a file called data.bz2. Okay, so let me make sure that's correct. Yep, move data into a file called data.bz2, data.bz2. All right, great. So now we're going to use, well, let's go ahead and see what we have. ls tac la, there it is right here in red, data.bz2. All right, so now we're not going to use gunzip, we're going to use bunzip. Bunzip, I guess they want us to learn how to unzip files. So bunzip2 is the tool, bunzip2, and the file would be data.bz2. So it'll be data.bz2. Okay. So let's see what we have. ls tac la. So we have data, and then we have data.hex dump. So let's just try to cat data. Okay, no such file or directory. Let's do file, and then we're going to do data. All right, so we're back to gzip. Compressed data was data4.bin, last modified, and um, gives us the properties. So we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So let's take a look at what we just did. Bunzip data.bz2. Okay. All right. And then I used the file command. Now we're back to gzip. All right. So let me grab this for the sake of time, because I did not prepare this. And this one is a little bit tricky. That's why I wanted to do it. I'm going to see if I can shorten the process, like by creating a script or something to automate this. So right now my GPT is telling me, great, the data file is now a gzip compressed file. You can decompress it using gunzip. Let's proceed with that, and then continue checking the file type until you get a human readable file. So we're going to decompress the file again. So we're going to keep moving this poor file around. We're going to move data into data.gz. Data.gz. Before I hit enter, I want to make sure everything's looking good. Yeah. Why are we doing that? Well, there's the file, and then I ran the file command on the file named data, and it's letting me know the properties information, and it's letting me know that it's a gunzip compressed file. So that means we need to use the tool gunzip. But right now we're going to move data into data.gz to do that. So we'll hit enter. All right, let me clear the screen, and then we'll go ls tac la, and there's our data.gz. It seems like we keep going back and forth, back and forth. All right. So now what's our next step? So we're going to use gunzip. Okay, gunzip. Yep, everything looks good. It's spelled correctly. Gunzip data. Let's see if I can tab this out. Boom. Yep, gunzip data.gz. Enter. All right, ls tac la. Enter. And there's data again. So let's use our file command, file, data. All right. And it's saying, I think we reached the limit. It's now looks, I believe this tar is like a tar ball or something. Let my GP know what's going on. And I'm glad I'm doing these again, because I might even have to do them a third time, because I totally forgot about the bun zip is what I forgot about. I knew about the tarball and gun zip. So right now my GPT is letting me know that the file data and its output, when we ran file data, the POSIX tar archive GNU. Since the file data is a POSIX tar archive, it's letting me know to extract it using tar. So we're going to proceed with extracting tar archive. So we're going to extract the tar archive. So here it goes. So we're going to use tar, T-A-R, and we're going to tack on XVF data, tar XVF data. So now our output is data5.bin. All right. So let's do our ls, tack LA, see everything that's in here. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's our 3 files. All right. And after extracting, we will have 1 or more new files in the directory, which is we do. We have this data5.bin, because up here we don't see it. We see data5, right, data5.bin here. All right. So after extracting, you will have 1 or more new files in the directory. Check the type of each file. So we see the type outputted here, and it's showing me an example. Yeah, so let's run the file command on data5.bin. So I'll go we're going to use file. We're going to get the properties again on data5.bin. So it'll be data5.bin. And what do we got? It's another POSIX tar archive again. So moving on. It's letting me know if the extracted file data5.bin is another compressed format, repeat the decompression file. If data5.bin is another compressed format, like gunzip, then we're going to keep doing the same process, except we're going to move data5.bin into data5.bin.bz2. So, but in my case, it's not. And then I do have, there it is. I do have a simplified I do have a script, but we're not going to run it now. We're just going to complete this process, and if I have time tonight, I will put together that script and add it onto the video. So all I'm doing is letting my GPT know where we're at in this process. And then what I end up doing is take really good notes and have it explain in detail. If I don't understand something, then I'll put in my notes so it's clear to me, and then you keep looking at it.
Maybe we could leave the crowd, but it's talk without sound. All alone out on the street as we breathe through the rain. When you hold me, do you